Hi, welcome to today's video. So today I thought I'd talk about some of the makeup products that I've been enjoying through the month of January. And I thought I'd start off with talking about some of the base products that I've been liking this month. Most of the time, I basically stick to these two products for my base. And if you watched my 2019 yearly favorites video, I do talk about how these two are basically constant in my entire makeup routine. This particular Physicians Formula foundation, it's the Touch of Glow, a Nude Wear Touch of Glow foundation from Physicians Formula. It's got a beautiful finish. It has very good lasting power. It works really well for my dry skin. So overall, it's one of my favorites. So I am still going strong with this particular foundation. I've used pretty much half of it. And so I thought, you know, I'll just experiment and try to incorporate another foundation into my routine. And that's how I landed up picking up this particular guide. This is the MAC Studio Fix Soft Matte Foundation Stick. So this is actually a matte foundation stick. And although I have dry skin, I just read a lot of reviews where people said this works well, where, you know, irrespective of whether you have a very dry skin or, you know, normal skin or oily skin. So I was kind of curious to see that. How it works out. So this particular stick, I picked it up in the shade NC30, and NC30 is probably more of like my summertime shade. Right now it's a tad bit dark, but I can still kind of make it work. This one, of course, because it is a matte foundation, is very different from this one. This one is more of a luminous finish. Although it's not too luminous in my opinion, it is more of a natural glowy finish, and that's exactly why I love this so much. This foundation is matte, but again, it's not too matte and it doesn't cling to your dry patches or anything. And although it's a stick foundation, I find that it blends in really well. So that's a plus point of this. A lot of stick foundations, usually they're pretty hard to work with, but this is reasonably creamy enough to blend well into your skin. However, I have to say that coverage-wise, it's not that great. I feel this one has better coverage. And this particular foundation stick is more suitable if you have pretty good skin to begin with. If you have major scarring or, you know, major imperfections you want to cover up, you might need to go in with a concealer, because this, I didn't find this to be, you know, much of a, I mean, I would categorize this as maximum a medium coverage foundation, and not even like that much of a medium coverage foundation. So it really works well if you're just looking for a base product which you can apply before you apply your powder products like blush and bronzer. Overall, this is fine. It lasts well throughout the day, and it feels lightweight on the skin as well. So it's okay, but it's not really my favorite. If I have to again choose between these two foundations, I would still go back to the Physicians Formula Nude Wear Touch of Glow. It just works really well for my skin overall. So yeah, it's basically gone back to the status of being still my favorite, you know, even with the new foundation thrown into the mix. The other product is this particular concealer from Bourjois. It's the Radiance Reveal Concealer. It is, in my book, it's the perfect concealer for me. I love it because it blends in really well. It doesn't cling to any dryness, and I have dry skin and dry under eyes. And this particular concealer helps keep that area hydrated, as well as, you know, cover up some minor darkness that you might have from lack of sleep and things like that. So overall, it's very nice. It's very comfortable and lightweight as well. So this is also a product that I mentioned in my 2019 favorites. And this is again something that looks like I'll keep using it. So those were the face products, the foundation or the base products that I've been using consistently this month. And next, I would like to talk about some finishing powders. I have two finishing powders here with me. One of them, again, is something that I have used consistently over the last year, and that, again, made it to my 2019 favorites, and that is the Too Faced Peach Blur Powder. And the other powder, which is new to my collection, is from Anna Sui. This is the Brightening Face Powder. Again, I am kind of leaning more towards the Too Faced Peach Blur. I feel like this particular product is just excellent in terms of providing that nice, beautiful airbrush kind of a finish to your skin. It always makes your makeup look really great at the end, you know. So this is something that I love to use. It gives a nice glow to your face. Again, it's not shiny, but it gives a nice touch of, you know, kind of lifts up your face a little bit, and again does the whole blurring thing as well, and it does it really well. And this one is a brightening powder from Anna Sui, and I picked it up just to compare it with this one, and this is how it looks. This is actually the refill pack. You have to buy the case separately, and I didn't pick up the case because the case didn't really look that appealing to me. It looked a bit tacky, so I decided to just kind of store it like this in the box. This brightening face powder, it looks really pretty, and it is heavily scented. Actually both these products are scented, but I think the Peach Blur is a little less scented compared to the Anna Sui one. And this brightening face powder, on initial application, it feels like you haven't put anything on, and I don't really notice a difference. And it's usually after like maybe an hour or so that when I look at my face that I feel like, okay, it's done something. But yeah, overall, I don't find it to be as great as the Peach Blur. So frankly, again, if you ask me to pick one, I would go with the Too Faced Peach Blur. This one, again, actually with both the products, if you go a little overboard, they too tend to deposit some amount of color. Like the Peach Blur is peach in color, so if you do apply too much, you might land up getting a little bit of a peachy tone on your skin. And with this one, again, because it's white, it's going to look a little bit pasty on your skin if you apply too much. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah. This is okay. I need to use it a little bit more to kind of form a stronger opinion on what I think, you know, is like the pros and cons of it. I've used it on and off this month, and so far I'm not loving it as much as the Peach Blur. So those were the two finishing powders that I've been trying out this month. And of course, this is something that I've been consistently using. So that's that. Now for bronzers, again, another Too Faced product. So this is the Too Faced Natural Lust Bronzer, and I love the packaging of it. And the tone is also fantastic. This is a satin finish bronzer, and this is how it looks inside. It's a duotone bronzer. I basically like to use the darker part as my bronzer. And this particular lighter shade, I like to once in a while just sweep that alone over my cheeks, and it kind of gives a nice little glow, and it's not over the top, it's a very subtle glow, so it's pretty nice that way. The bronzer, again, like I said, is a satin finish, and it kind of melts into your skin really well. I mean, the tones work well for my skin tone, and the finish and, you know, the blendability, everything is pretty good with this product, so I'm actually very happy with it. And this is something that I just recently started using. I haven't it's pretty new to my collection, so it's something that I started using maybe in December. So yeah, so far been loving it. So that's the Too Faced Natural Lust Bronzer. The other bronzer that I've been using is something that I have in my collection since last year. This was a holiday release from MAC for 2018. This is called the MAC Shiny Pretty Things Face Compact in the shade Medium Deep. Honestly, I don't like the packaging of this. The only reason why I picked this up was because I liked the formula. I like the big gelée type formula, and I thought this would be fun to try out. And I have to say, these two products are excellent. I love the bronzer, I love the blush. The highlighter in this particular palette is a bit chunky. It is nice, but then the specks of glitter is a bit chunky for my taste. The bronzer is a bit dark, but I can still make it work. I just need to make sure I apply a little bit and, you know, blend it in nicely, and it kind of works well. This is my favorite product in this face compact. I love this blush. It's a very nice peachy blush, and it looks very natural on my skin tone, and it's very nice. And overall, I enjoy these two products the most in this particular face palette. And this is the highlighter I've been using the whole of this month, and I've been using it and I'm like, okay, you know, because I have it, I'm going to use it up. But would I recommend that particular highlight? No. The bronzer, like I said, is also, oh, I forgot to mention, the bronzer and the blush, they both have satin type finish. They're not matte, they're not shimmery either, so that's that. So these are the two primarily bronzer and highlight kind of products that I've been using. For blushes, in addition to the blush in this palette, I've also been using these two guys. These are oldies but goodies in my collection. This particular Lorac blush is pretty old. I think I picked this up from Kohl's several years ago. This is the Lorac blush in Spectra, and this is a very, very nice, it looks very boring in the pan, but on the face it looks really pretty. It's a nice peach, but a very muted toned down peach. It looks really natural on the skin. It almost looks like you're not wearing blush and you're just naturally flushed. That's the kind of vibe you get with this particular blush, and I like the formula of this as well. It's not too easy, it's not too difficult to work with. It's very easy to blend, and it also deposits just the right amount of color anyway. So it's a very easy to use blush, and the shade is really nice, and it just looks really nice on the skin. And in terms of lasting power also, it lasts all day. For the most part, most blushes last on my skin because I have dry skin anyway, so mostly people who have slightly oilier skin, you know, they tend to struggle more with finding products that can stay put, you know, throughout the whole day. This particular blush works really well. The other blush is from Laura Geller, and this is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl blush in Rose Water. This blush is what I'd like to call a happy pink blush. I don't know why. This blush, whenever I look at it, it just looks like a very happy pink color. And so this is my happy pink. That's basically how I'd like to describe that color. So this is a happy pink color, and it's got shimmer in it. I do have another version of the same type of blush. I think it's called Papaya, and I kind of prefer Papaya to Rose Water, primarily because Papaya is matte and this one is shimmer, and the shimmer in this is kind of a little chunky, and so it's a bit visible on the cheeks, so it's not really my favorite. But overall, I like the Gelato Swirl formula of Laura Geller. They really look, they're again like those baked gelée type of formulas where, you know, they kind of melt into the skin and they look one with the skin, and it just looks very nice in any type of lighting. So that's why I like this kind of a formula. And yeah, other than the shimmer specs, the color and everything else about it is great. So these were the two blushes that I've been, in addition to the blush in the matte compact, that I've been using the whole of this month. Now, if you're going to be talking about eye products, I'll talk about quickly this guy right here. Now, this is a mascara from Kiko Milano. This is the Extra Sculpt Volume Mascara. This mascara, I have a love-hate relationship with this. I love it one day and I hate it the next. Literally, it just changes every day. So one day my lashes will look really nice, fluffy, long, thick, and voluminous, and you know, everything. It claims to be a volume mascara. Yes, it gives the volume, and it also gives the length, and it also holds the curl, and it does everything. And the next day it doesn't do anything. I mean, so I really don't know if it's because of the wand. The wand is actually quite big, in my opinion, at least for my eye shape. I always struggle a little bit to kind of avoid any of this little bit in the tip from, you know, hitting the inner corners of my eye or on my brow bone or anything. So I am not so sure if I love this mascara. For the most part, I don't love it because it's, like I said, it's very inconsistent, and it's not even like some mascaras where, you know, at the beginning when you just start using it, it behaves in a particular fashion, and then, you know, towards the end of its life, you know, like after 3 months, it behaves differently. No, it's not like that. It just changes every day. So, which is why it's puzzling. So either it's, you know, it has to do something with the way you apply it, or you know, how much of the product is there on the brush. So it's a bit too, you know, you don't know what you get every day when you pick this up. So it's kind of weird that way. So this is what I've been using this whole month, and I'm actually looking forward to finishing this so that I can try some other mascara. And I usually stick to using one mascara for like 3 months and then I use the next one. So I think by end of Feb I should be done with this. So looking forward to that, because like I said, one day it looks good, next day it doesn't look great. So I don't know. Then for eyeshadow, I've been basically using these two palettes. And again, if you've watched my 2019 favorites video, you'd be familiar with this. I did mention this there. This is the Viseart Tryst palette. This palette is absolutely beautiful. It has every single shade that appeals to me. I'm more of the rosy tone, neutral kind of a person, and this has everything that works well for me to use on a day-to-day basis. So this is my favorite palette from 2019, and going into 2020 I still love this, and this is something that I've reached for quite a bit. And Viseart is known for a great formula, and the formulas, and you know, it just doesn't disappoint. It's really good in my opinion. And another big win this month is this one. This is the Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. I wasn't not planning to pick this up initially, but eventually I did, and I did review this full palette in my last week's video, so I can link that video so that if you want, you can look at the swatches and the review in detail. This particular palette is very much leaning towards the warm tone end of things, so this month I had both ends covered. I had like slightly cooler tone here and the warm tone end here. And the formula here is also great. The mattes are beautiful. I love Too Faced mattes, especially the ones that come in this kind of packaging. They blend really nicely and they're very pigmented as well. The shimmers are also very nice. So overall, these two palettes, you know, they've served me well through this whole month. Oh my God, the mascara has dropped specks of stuff all over here, unfortunately. So that, oh no, it's basically ruined my board. Oh, that mascara. So those were the eye products. And lastly, I'd like to talk about some of the lip products I've been enjoying this month. So here they are. So the lip products here, I love lip products, so I do have a lot of them. So I try to keep rotating through them through the months, so that, you know, everybody gets a chance to be used. Otherwise, I might just land up ignoring some lipsticks in my collection altogether. So these are some of the lip products that I've been loving this month. And let's begin from here. So this is the Joah Infinite Kiss Satin Liquid Lipstick in the shade Frenchy. This particular lipstick, I bought it on a whim, and this is a brand which is exclusive to CVS, and I think they do sell online on their website as well. It's okay. The formula is fine. The shade is also not really that great, but yeah, it's okay. It's not really my favorite. I have it, so I'm using it. You know, it's one of those products. It's not too bad. Like I said, although it is a satin finish, it's not drying at all. It's very nice and comfortable on the lips. So it's okay. The color is something that I thought was like going to be a little bit of a darker pink, but it translates more to purple on my lips, and so I'm not that big a fan of the shade. So I don't reach for this that much, and I pull this out primarily so that I use it a bit more this month. But yeah, I'm not really loving it. It might get decluttered at some point from my collection. The other liquid lipstick kind of product that I've been loving this month is from Physicians Formula. And this is the Physicians Formula Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Tulip. This is a very, very pretty corally kind of a shade. Probably not the shade that most people would wear during this time of the year. But, you know, I generally just go with whatever I feel like. I like to always have like bright colors and nudes in my daily makeup drawer. So this is something I've been wearing quite often. And it's very comfortable. Again, although it's a velvet type of a finish, I do find it to be relatively less drying compared to, you know, other formulas which, you know, in the market which claim to be velvet type formulas. The color is really nice. It has very good lasting power as well, and it's not scented. Oh, by the way, I don't like the scent of this Joah Infinite Kiss lipstick either. It's a very fruity scent and I don't like it. And Physicians Formula is not scented and I love that. I actually either prefer lip products to have a vanilla scent or no scent at all. Like, yeah. Another product which I've been using a lot this month is this Essence Plumping Nudes lip gloss. This lip gloss is nice. The shade is nice. The color is nice. Everything about it is nice. Except the scent. Again, I don't like the scent. It's a very perfumey scent. It's not floral or fruity. I think it's like a mix of floral and fruity and perfume. I don't know. It's very, very strongly scented, and I hope Essence would start, you know, putting out lip products in the market which are not so heavily scented, because I like the formula of most Essence products, except for the scent. So that was the Essence Plumping Nudes lip gloss, and this is in the shade Big Bang 06. The other lipstick that I've been using is from this brand called Golden Rose, and this is the Velvet Matte lipstick in the shade 19. It does not have a name. This is a product that I picked up when I went to Turkey a while back. They had a huge store, a dedicated store for Golden Rose, and you know, I just thought I'll pick up something which is a local brand. This is made in Turkey, and this is what the color looks like. It's a beautiful reddish, pinkish kind of a shade. It's a red toned pink. Sorry, a pink toned red is how I would describe this lipstick. And it's a very comfortable matte lipstick. I really like the formula, and yeah, and I think it was very inexpensive as well for, you know, price wise. I don't think it was more than $10, at least that's what I remember. Anyway, the next product is the Eizabeth Arden Sheer Kiss Lip Oil. This again is a product that made it to my 2019 favorites. This is a very, very comfortable lip gloss, lip oil kind of a product. It has a very nice sheer pigment to it, and it's very, very nourishing as well. So it's perfect for this time of the year. This and these two are two products that have been pretty much hanging out in my handbag, because I like to just pop this on whenever I'm out and about and my lips feel dry. I like to use this, and it instantly nourishes your lips. And I love the scent of this. This, by the way, smells of vanilla. Oh, and the Golden Rose doesn't really have much of a scent either. So again, props for that. The other two lip products that I've been using are quite old actually, and I should ideally maybe in the next couple of months declutter them, because they're getting quite old, but they still smell fine, which is why I'm using them. This is the Milani lipstick in the shade Plumrose 17. This, again, I don't like the scent of these Milani lipsticks. They smell like watermelon, and I don't like that scent. I'd rather have an unscented lipstick or vanilla, like I said. This shade is beautiful. This is pretty much a My Lips But Better kind of a shade on me. And it's been one of my consistently used lipsticks because of that. The other consistently used lipstick, and which is also very old, is this Jane Iredale lipstick. I think this is actually in their old packaging, which tells me that it's really time to throw this away, but I really love this shade. This is the shade Renee, and I should actually check up if they have like the same shade, you know, in their newer packaging, and just pick that up and just, you know, chuck this. I have used this quite a bit, and yeah, that's, as you can see, I've used it quite a bit, like I said. This shade is a beautiful pink. It's a nice, warm, again, my happy pink. That's the way I like to describe some pinks. So this is the happy pink lipstick of mine. And it has, I like the smell of Jane Iredale lipsticks. It has a nice minty vanilla scent, and that's fine with me, but other fruity scents, no, not so much. So these are the lipsticks that I've been using this month and enjoying quite a bit, and I hope to keep using these two and, you know, get max use out of it before I have to finally chuck it. I definitely have to chuck these two at the end of the year, so let's see how that goes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a pretty long video, and I think this is probably the longest video I've made so far. So Yeah, so I'll catch you again next time in another video. Till then, bye.